When it comes to California wine, the northern part of the state gets all the attention, but the Central Coast makes some pretty spectacular wines. And today, we're going to reopen something from the Premium Wine Club bottle shop. Yeah, this is the artsy side.
That's the actual front.
Yeah, this is where you get all your information.
Right.
In between Los Angeles and San Francisco is California's Central Coast. And technically, this is the San Luis Obispo area, but Paso Robles is a region within San Luis Obispo. And it's well known for making some really spectacular heavy red wines. Paso Robles in the 1800s was sort of like a place where outlaws hung out and hid. It was kind of a place where like no questions were asked. Wine was made back in those days, but it was sort of like really high alcohol, like rootin' tootin' red wines, like something that you could really like put the hair on your chest. In the early 1900s, people started to recognize this place as a serious location for making wine. And Chateau Beaucastel, which is a French winery famous for making Chateauneuf-du-Pape, recognized the potential and bought land there and brought over their varieties. And that includes this infamous southern French grape here, Syrah.
I feel like Rootin' Tootin' Red is a mismatch.
Rootin' Tootin' Red. If somebody hasn't made that label yet, right? We need to get on top of that. Yeah. Look at this. In the southern part of France, it's Mediterranean climate. It can get pretty warm there. That's where the Syrah grape thrives. And that's why it works over in Paso Robles, California. On the Central Coast there, it can reach temperatures in excess of 100 degrees in the summertime. But if you travel 5 miles inland from the coastal range, up on the high plateaus, it gets a little bit cooler and more manageable to grow grapes. So this winery here, LEVO, has only been around for less than 20 years. With just 17 acres of vines in total, they're a really small boutique winery that specializes in what they call micro lots. So this particular batch here is no more, nada más, nothing more. And they named that because when it's gone, it's gone.
They're done making this. This is it.
This is it. It changes every year. These are unique small batches, and when they run out, they run out. So yeah, whatever's out there in the world is all that exists at this point.
Take small sips because we can't get it anymore.
Ooh, man. Blackberry, black cherry, and cedar. So I think this spent a considerable amount of time on oak as well. There's just like, there's no empty space, to use a metaphor in this wine. Like, it's all full of flavor.
It's not like jazz, there's no empty space.
No, there's no empty spaces in between the notes with this wine. Like, this is like constant sound.
Barrage.
A barrage of flavor. It's 15.2% alcohol, so it's a little elevated. The fruit intensity is just so bold that it just takes up all the space in your head. That's all you can think about. Did I sell you on it?
You sure did.
Yeah. It sells itself, trust me.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, when you get in your car in the morning and you forget how loud your radio was from the day before, you turn it on.
It kind of scares you. Yeah.
It's quite intense.
And I often say that the hallmark of really high quality wine is how long the finish is. So after you swallow the wine, how long can you keep on tasting the flavors? And this one, I mean, like good 3-4 minutes after I had the last sip is just still going. Well, let's talk about some foods that would pair well with this wine. We were discussing this off camera, and it's a very down-to-earth wine, very approachable. I described it as sort of like a pair of like Chuck Taylors that you can wear with like a suit, or you can wear it with a pair of jeans. Right. So very versatile wine. I can almost see pairing it with anything from like braised short rib to hamburgers. Something.
You said pizza was another one?
Pizza with pepperoni on it would be amazing. And then you always seem to go in the direction of sweets.
I could totally taste this with like what you said, like a red velvet cake, right?
Like a red velvet cake, particularly the buttercream icing. You know, forget the cake, throw the cake out, right. And just like go straight for the icing.
I told you, like I said, I would open a bag of beef jerky and wash this down. You know, it's not overly fussy.
What a solid, approachable wine, and really super intense too. To get wines like these, or is it this?
Who knows?
You can go to the WTSO bottle shop and pick these from prior Premium Wine Club tastings and mix and match them and create your own set, and even hire me to do a private tasting with you. And hopefully the additional information that I provide in between the tasting notes helps you to get educated and more savvy with wine and the world of wine too. If that's the case, then please make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you get more of these. As always, thanks for joining me today, and I'll catch you guys for the next great glass of wine. Cheers.